Thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Retire Now with Marvin Mitchell. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt Chambers. Marvin joins me, of course, now. He is the president of Compass Retirement Solutions. Our topic today, near and dear to my heart, because this is my retirement nest egg. We're talking about 401ks, specifically when you should roll them over. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you?
Very good to have you here. I'm doing great. So when does it make sense to consider a rollover?
Yeah, well, first, just so that we're clear, when we say 401k, we're also referring to 403bs, thrift savings plans, 401as, all the different type of retirement plans through your job when I say 401ks. Now, it makes sense if, for example, you leave your company, there's only a few options in your 401k and you want more options so that you can diversify yourself more. You also want more flexibility because inside of the 401k, when you take withdrawals, they force you to do a 20% withholding, whereas in an IRA, there's no force of that matter. So you could be flexible. For example, you might have a lot of write-offs and you don't need to withhold as much. A lot of different ways that you can be flexible, and you take control of your money. So if you change jobs, now you can start contributing to that money, where if you left it in the old 401k, you can no longer add to that account anymore.
Right, just kind of sits there spinning its wheels.
Yeah, kind of like a stray cat just sitting there looking for a bath.
Kind of forget it's in the backyard there.
Yeah.
Right. When does it make sense? Are there circumstances in which it makes sense to just leave a 401k be?
Absolutely. Let's say if you retire following the age of 55, because typically, if you take money out before you're 59 and a half, you'll get taxed a 10% penalty. But if you penalize, 10%. But what will happen is if you're 55 and you leave the job, there's something that's called the rule of 55 that will allow you to take money out of your 401k without that 10% penalty, even though you haven't reached 59 and a half. Now, you have to be 55 or older the year in which you turn 55.
Okay.
If you roll it over to an IRA, it's too late. You disqualify yourself from that. So it might make sense to leave some of that money in a 401k in that case.
Okay. And I think you answered this a little earlier, but just to be clear, are there situations when you can do a rollover even while you're still working?
Oh, yeah. I didn't mention. I'm glad you asked. There's something that's called an in-service distribution. So if you're still working and you're past the age of 59 and a half, you can roll that money over into an IRA even while you're still working. And then you can have all of the options and the flexibility that I just mentioned and protect your 401k so that the 401k doesn't turn into a 201k. So
we don't want that.
If you want to know more about that, we have written a book, and one of the chapters is all about the 401k. The book is called Retire Early, and you can request that book by visiting KMOV.com/Retire Now.
There you go. And for heaven's sake, keep it a 401k. Don't let it slip to a 201k. Friends, go to KMOV.com/Retire Now for more information. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time.